So as promised, I am doing the Winsor Newton Cotman watercolor unboxing today. I'm also going to do some color swatches for you guys so you can kind of see and get an idea. This set in particular comes with the 24 half pans and a brush, and it's basically like almost like a travel kit. And it was $32 and like some odd change. So with the $25 gift card I had received from our White Elephant, obviously like I only paid like $8.50 for this. So there's that little benefit, but at the same time, like Winsor Newton to me is one of those products that I've been eyeballing for a while because I really like their inks that they have. I have a couple of their inks. Like I have a violet color that I think is really pretty, and then it's not mixed right now because it's been sitting there, but I have this gold, and I'm actually a really big fan of this gold. I've used it in the past on some videos, but now for myself primarily, I'm trying to like open this. Oh, press and open, that would probably help. Oh, it was a lot easier than I made it look. I suck at opening things. But in the past, like I have only really worked on watercolors very faintly. In like my Inktober videos, the stuff that may have looked like watercolors was all India inks. Like I have quite the collection of ink itself because it's something that I'm a bit more familiar with, so I've come to learn and be able to use it better, and I do use it in the sense of like watercolors. So a lot of the stuff that you'll see that looks like watercolors is often just indie inks or inks in general. So I have done some watercolors in the past, but I haven't done any on this channel just yet. So my goal for like my personal goal that I've kind of been looking at and setting for 2019 has been to further progress my understanding of watercolors and learning more for myself. As far as watercolor goes, I'm not super savvy in it, but I do love the look of watercolor. So it's something that personally I'd really like to learn and get better at. So the collection, as you've seen, comes with a number 3 Winsor Newton Cotman watercolor brush. Now the brush itself right now is stiff. I'm assuming like once I get it wet, it'll loosen up. And then it comes with this also like nifty extendable palette that it looks like you can either store up here if you want, or you can clip it on to either side of the set itself. So there's little slots up top for these little clips here, and yeah, so it just clips right in, and you can have an extended little palette up top, or if you wanted to, it looks like you can do like either side and have double the palettes. So like you could keep these colors on this side and those colors on that side, or however you prefer to do it. For now, I'm gonna leave this off so that I can go over all of this. And it does come with a nice variety of colors. So you do have some nice reds, purples, blues, yellows, oranges, greens, and then obviously your black and whites, which is always a plus. So it's basically got a full like rainbow color effect going on, which is really nice. And then I accidentally just like pushed these in, so it comes out relatively easily, and it looks like I could just kind of pop these out so that I can open them, which is really nice, and which is what I'll be doing. But I'm going to speed that up so you guys don't have to like watch me slowly individually unwrap all of these. And then yeah, we'll continue from there. So for the color swatching, I'll be using the Kanzen XL watercolor paper. And, you know, personally, I know I've talked about this before, but personally I am a big fan of Kanzen. I do use their multimedia paper in just about every illustration that I do on this channel with the Copic markers. And a big part of why I like them is outside of just their relatively good quality is the fact that they're decently priced, in my opinion. Now, like, I do have some paper that is like super high quality, and I got like 12 sheets of this paper for like 35 bucks. And that's like the most I've spent probably on paper alone. But Kanzen is great because you can find them at Walmart, you can find them at Hobby Lobbies, craft stores, and you know, you're not gonna break the bank. And a lot of times, like Michael's and Hobby Lobbies will have their like discounts on sketchbooks and stuff, and that's personally when I go and kind of load up. Like they'll have like 40% off all sketchbooks, and that's when I'll go and I'll buy like 2 or 3 at a time depending. But yeah, the multimedia is definitely my favorite. The watercolor though, like I said, it's decent. This one is cold press, so it's relatively smooth, and that's pretty nice, I think. I'm not entirely, like, I know hot press, I want to say, has more surface to it, and then cold press is more smooth. Obviously, like, I'm still learning a lot more about watercolor, but as far as watercolor, if you're looking for a decent, like, budget watercolor paper that's still good quality, I definitely go with Kanzen. I'm sure that there are others that you guys have used that you recommend, and I say go with what you enjoy and go with what you like to use. And if anything, if you guys have ones that you'd like to recommend to me, go ahead and leave them in the comment. I'm more than willing to try something new out, especially going into basically learning more about watercolor. So I am going to go ahead and start doing the color swatches for you guys. So I will catch up with you after that is done. Alright, so there we have it. Those are my color swatches. I'd have to say I definitely already have a few flavors, obviously. I meant favorites. But I'd have to say, like, I actually really absolutely love this gray. It's a Payne's gray, as you can see here. This intense blue, like, it's just great to me. For one, the color itself when I was laying it is very nice, and obviously like the intensity of the color, which correlates with the name obviously, is just really, it's a really nice color to me, and it's definitely more like appealing personally. The emeralds, even though it's a bit more neon than I expected, like I think it's beautiful. I think it came out really nice. The crimson hue is super lovely. The Indian red is that nice, like, in between. It's just kind of what you would expect. And really looking at their color swatches to my color swatches, it came out pretty close to being the same. The only ones that really, I would say maybe I just needed more color when I was laying it was the burnt umber here, and then you can see it there, and then the raw umber. I mean, like, maybe just some of the opaqueness didn't come out as much as I would hope, and that could be a fault of my own for obvious reasons. You know, I'm still learning. But that's also where laying these swatches comes into play and kind of comes to help you understand the color. But yeah, these are lovely watercolors. I've used more of the like inexpensive, or as you might put it, cheap watercolors in the past, and there's definitely a difference, even just in the way that the color looks to me. And this is just like the way it lays, the way it dries, it's very appealing, and something that I'm actually excited going forward into trying, you know, different things using this. All right, so one last thing that I figured that I would do on here is kind of put together like a quick sketch. And since I'm kind of doing this all at once, I didn't really know if I was going to or not. But yeah, I figured I'd do like a quick sketch and then do like a quick coloring of it. Nothing too big, something relatively small, and kind of just see how it turns out. And maybe add a little ink to it after it's dried, who knows. But nothing crazy. So I figured just do like a cute little maybe above the shoulders kind of drawing. All right, so now that I have my sketch done, it's just a real simple sketch. I just wanted to kind of put something together and see how I liked it. I decided to, before I had done that, I decided to mix together the Indian red and the yellow ochre, and then kind of fade the color a bit by just mixing more water. And a big thing that I've come to learn with watercolors in the past is that it's all about building the layers, laying down something real thin and then kind of just going from there, at least from obvious YouTube videos that I've personally watched. so now that we're finished, I think it came out really nice. Not too bad, to be honest, and I'm actually really looking forward to working with these a lot more in the future and kind of progressing my own abilities in using watercolors and seeing where it takes me. So yeah, more videos of watercolor to come. I will still be doing the Copic markers along with some tutorials in the mix there. So yeah, more to come, and thank you so much for everyone who joined in today and watched this video. I definitely recommend these if you can afford them. Right now I know they are on sale. I'll put the link to this particular set that I purchased off Amazon in the description below if you guys are interested. And they do have smaller sets for more reasonable prices. I want to say there's like a 8 or 12 half pan set that is currently like $15. So definitely something to keep an eye on if you are interested in trying some of these Winsor & Newtons. I want you guys to know that none of these videos are sponsored. This is all just me getting art supplies for myself and trying them out and letting you guys know what you think. So there's definitely no bias. There's nothing along those lines. I personally love the color. A lot of the watercolors that I've used in the past that are the cheaper ones kind of have a chalky finish, and this is just a really smooth, nice finish, and I'm just personally impressed and personally excited to move forward in trying these further. So thank you again so much for joining me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I try to add in a little sketch for you guys. But yeah, thank you so much. I hope that you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video.